you tired of hearing every fitness guru or, back pain specialist to tell you to stretch more, strengthen your glutes, your QL, whatever, maybe do more yoga, mobility drills, right? But you're still waking up stiff. You go train and the next day you can't get out of bed, right? Or you just want to move away from another flare-up. This video is exactly for you, because what I want to do today is to help you finally understand why this pain keeps coming back, okay? Even when you're doing everything right, even if you're doing everything that you've been told to, I want to show you what's actually happening inside your body when that happens, okay? But first things first, why should you even listen to this video to me, right? Well, because I work with people just like you, right? High performance, working corporate, in business, in finance. You have done everything right. I trust you on that one. Physiotherapy, mobility, yoga, stretching, strengthening, everything, right? But you still can't predict what's going to happen the next day. Your body just feels unpredictable, okay? Some days, yes, you are fine, your body is fine, your back is fine. But other days, it's just like, your back will shut down for no reason. And I know what it's like because I've been there myself, and I spent 11 years trying to figure this out on my own, okay? Dealing with chronic back and hip pain as well, and being told that, surgery was my only option. And I did try everything that was supposed to work, and I still couldn't trust my body. I couldn't train normally and live my life normally, right? So if you're in that place, you are frustrated, confused, wondering why nothing really changes, even if you've put in the effort. So if you're in that place, you are frustrated, confused, really wondering why nothing changes, even though you're putting in that effort, right? I do get it, trust me. And that's exactly why I made this video, to show you what's really going on underneath all of this, okay? So let's be honest, the hardest part isn't even the pain itself. It's this unpredictability, right? Like, you can't predict anything. You're negotiating with your body, with your back. You're asking it like, is today's gonna be the day? Like, am I feeling okay, right? It's that feeling that your body has become just unreliable, right? So I know you can manage meetings, right? I sit in meetings every single day as well, probably just like you. Teams, projects, whatever, but you can't seem to manage your own back, your own body, right? And every flare-up just takes a little bit of that confidence of yours with it, right? And that's, to be honest with you, that's the part that no one wants to talk about, right? That quiet frustration of not being able to trust your own body, to trust your own judgment even, right? So let me show you what's actually happening. First of all, imagine you sitting through a really long flight, right? Or you're playing golf on the weekend, right? You're at the gym or something. Those things put stress on your body. But it doesn't have to be a bad stress. Like, when you think about it, every sort of physical activity, it's a stressor, It's something that stresses your body. In a good way, right? It can be in a bad way, whatever. But if your body isn't prepared to handle that stress, your brain will sense it as a threat. When that happens, your system goes into what I like to call this safe mode, right? Because, long story short, brain always tries to protect you, right? Its role is survival, right? Like, you just don't want to kind of end it there and that's it, right? So your brain will change how you move. Some muscle might tighten up, right, to protect your spine. Some might even switch off because other will, take control and take the lead in a way, right? Everything is to do with protecting your body here and there, right? Short term. We're talking about short term things here. So you'll still be moving, you'll still be training, doing all the normal things like playing with your kids or playing golf on the weekend, right? But now your movement is guarded. It's quite inefficient, okay? So over time, that guarded pattern becomes your new default, okay? Your body kind of like forgets how to move properly, how to move freely. So even small things like maybe sitting a little bit too long, right? Bending, lifting. These things are very normal. However, they will start feeling harder than they should, okay? And that's where that stiffness, fatigue, chronic fatigue, and pain start showing up for, you can probably say like no clear reason, right? And this is what I call the pain loop. And it literally looks like this on the screen, right? Like you have the stress, fret, safe mode, guarded movement, stiffness, pain, then more guarding, and that loop just repeats, okay? And it's not that, you know, your body is broken or something. It's literally that your nervous system is stuck in that feedback loop. But now the truth comes, right? The real problem is that it's not that you maybe don't have enough information or you don't know what to do, because like you've tried everything, right? Like you're listening to every single advice that is there on the internet, therapists and everything, right? But the whole medical and that fitness world is kind of set up to treat the symptom, right? The symptom is, like you could see in the visual, is the pain. So it doesn't really focus on the system. And let me give you an example. If you feel tight, they tell you to stretch it, okay? You have weak glutes, well, strengthen it, right? You feel pain, they will try to numb it by either medication or maybe massage tools, whatever, right? But all of that is happening downstream. None of it actually retrains how your brain and body actually work together, right? So you can't really shed your way out of a nervous system, right, that feels unsafe. These are two completely different things. You can't out-strengthen a protection pattern that is rooted in your nervous system. So if the brain still thinks that there's a threat, right, that stressor, it will keep turning those alarms back on, no matter how strong or flexible you get, right? And if I'm being completely honest with you, this is a good thing. If your body is tensing up, if you feel stiff here and there, like it's actually your body doing its job to protect it from, well, it doesn't really see the difference between, you know, you being sat on a long flight and you actually dying, right? So the brain will be like, this is not safe. I need to do something because, well, I don't want anything bad happen here, right? You know that you're on a plane. Your brain doesn't really know. Your body doesn't really know, right? It just feels unstable, unsafe, okay? So this whole thing, why, you know, your pain keeps returning, it isn't really random. It's learned. Your body is working properly. However, we don't like to be in pain. And when that pain, you know, which is just a signal, right, to your brain and from the brain and everything, when it becomes chronic, pathological, I would say, we need to ask ourselves this question, like, how do we break this loop? Because this is not healthy, and this is maybe working short term, but long term, it doesn't work, right? Because it's like a domino effect. Even though like the first thing, the short-term thing is like, oh, tighten my back muscle because I have to protect the spine, then you know what's gonna happen later down the line, right? Downstream. More pain, more stiffness, and just like this vicious cycle that is not helping anymore, okay? So, how do we break this loop? That's what I call the neurofunctional reset. It's a way to retrain how your brain and body communicate together between each other, so you can move without your system jumping into this, you know, defense mode every time. And it happens in 3 phases. So first, we rebuild awareness, okay? You start decoding your pain, okay? So you're learning what your brain and the pain actually is trying to tell you, instead of just like, you know, covering it up with more stretches, more exercises, more things to do or distract it by, right? Or distract it with. So you learn to notice small signs of tension or instability more so, right? Before they even become pain. So you kind of like, first step is to reconnect with your body again, okay? And once you have that awareness, that first step, so you kind of understand, you know how to listen to your body a little bit better, you know what's going on and stuff, you start rebuilding how you move, okay? So no, it's not about doing more exercises in increasing intensity and adding more weight whatsoever. It's not 3 sets of 10 reps or 20 reps or 40 reps, right? You retrain your stabilizing system. What does it mean? It's the deep muscle that keep your body steady. They're crucial for your body functioning, like proper functioning, okay? So you can, I don't know, bench, lift, run, go to train at the gym, but also play with your kids, play with your friends, like do random activities, right? You know, sit sit at a long flight, okay? Or lead a long meeting, right? Like you don't want to do these things with your back tightening up, right? So once again, it's here, you're not doing more exercises. You are trying to move with better control. You have that awareness, now you're adding control on top of that, okay? Now, when you have these two things, so you have the awareness and you have the control, it's already like really, really good thing, you know, because you are a little bit more connected to your body and you can control it a little bit better. However, when you don't have that last bit, it's kind of like, okay, you know what to do, you technically know why you should do it, but what if this program or something, you know, you've done all these exercises, you've done all this work, like what happens then, right? And this is my favorite and the most important part. This is where everything comes together, okay? You learn how to assess your body in real time. You make corrections in real time when needed. And you stay consistent without, you know, relying on videos like this, on another physio appointment or another back pain specialist, or let alone medication, right? Because by this point, you don't want to be just pain-free, but you want to understand your body well enough to keep it that way, okay? And that's also when your confidence comes back, because it's not just about, you know, getting out of pain and that, like what does it mean, right? You need to get that confidence back. You have to trust your body again, righty? So, once again, if you've been stretching, strengthening, and trying pretty much every new gadget, every new exercise that comes on the internet, and you're still not seeing change, well, I'm not really surprised, and you shouldn't be either. It's not because, you know, you're broken, or your body is broken, or you doing it wrong, but no one's ever taught you how to retrain that system behind the pain. You've been only treating the pain, but what's underneath it? What are you doing underneath? What is happening? Like, what's the actual root cause? Not your weak muscle, not your weak glutes, or you should strengthen here and there. No. Why is that weak in the first place? Go even deeper, okay? Because once you do, then everything will change. Because pain will stop feeling random, right? Your movement will feel natural again. And you finally will get that control back. And this is our goal, okay? And if all of this made sense, go follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. We can see if this approach, this method is the right fit for you, okay? And if you'd like to explore working one-on-one with me, there's a link in the description where you can apply and read all the details. Either way, whatever you decide to do, please stop searching for more answers, adding more exercises to your routine, or thinking, this person will know more, this person will know better. No. You need to know better. You need to gain that autonomy. And trust me on that one, I promise you. Once you gain autonomy, you become self-sufficient, and you just know how to listen to your body, you won't need anything else, and you become pain-free.